Frederick, Maryland, Republican. You're on with Newt Gingrich.
Yes, Mr. Gingrich. First of all, it's an honor to speak to you. I was not involved in politics until the Republican Revolution that you led. I didn't care about politics, but you got me fired up. I was young, and I've been proud to be a Republican ever since, up until a couple of years ago. Maybe you can help me and enlighten us. What has happened to our party? Like I said, I was proud to be a Republican and take my ideas to the public square and duke it out to the best of my ability and win when I can win and lose when I can lose. But it seems like the party has been infested by linguini spine sexual perverts and others who refuse to even fight for what they believe in. I hope you run for president. I would vote for you. The last election was the first election I did not vote in since I've been old enough to vote. And I will not vote for a Democrat, but I cannot vote for another Republican, at least the ones we have now. As far as our presidential candidates, I think they're made by the media. It's not a scientific poll, but everyone I talk to who is a Republican, who are my friends and who I talk to online in chat rooms that are Republicans and believe like I do, we don't like Giuliani. The base doesn't like McCain. The base doesn't like any of our candidates. The media keeps telling us that's who we have, and we don't like them. I mean, what has happened to the party?
Newt Gingrich.
Well, look, I think, first of all, I think there are actually a lot of people out there who do like the various candidates who are running, and you can see that if you watch meetings and if you watch fundraising and if you see them campaigning around the country. But I do think two things happened to the Republicans that created a problem that really showed up in 2006. The first is some of the Republican committee chairmen forgot that we're the party of the taxpayers, and they began sending pork back home as though Republicans would be grateful for the pork, when the fact is we're the people who pay for the pork, and we know it was our money. And so I think some of them had a fundamental mistake about the nature of the party and the nature of their job if they're going to be Republican chairman. Second, I believe the Republican Party has consistently, since 1998, failed to recognize how fundamentally we have to change government in America, that this system is not working. We just had a story the other day about a young soldier who had been rehabilitated at Walter Reed, and he was about to be discharged, and they found out that his paperwork was wrong. It's going to take him 30 extra days. It's nonsense. I told you the story coming out this morning that we have probably $1.8 billion a year of fraud in 3 counties in South Florida involving just one type of medical care by the federal government. The New York Times estimates that the New York State Medicaid program has $4 million of your money annually going to pure fraud, like a dentist who filed 982 procedures in one day. So I look at all those things. I think the people wanted a reform Republican Party to fundamentally overhaul systems that aren't working in America. I describe this, by the way, if you go to YouTube, there's a little 3.5-minute video called FedEx versus Federal Bureaucracy. It captures how big the gap is between the world that works and the world that fails. And I think people know instinctively an awful lot of bureaucracy at every level of government is failing, and we need to really learn the lessons from the world that works and fundamentally change it. And I think Republicans got in the habit of thinking that they were in charge of defending and explaining the failures rather than in charge of changing the bureaucracies.
What's your take on the Blackwater situation in Iraq?
I don't know enough, so I can't give you an accurate answer.
When's the last time you spoke with President Bush?
Oh, about 6 months ago.
Do you ever talk to Nancy Pelosi?
No.
Next call for Newt Gingrich, Washington, D.C.